Replacing the Ergopower Super Record 13 motherboard. The tools required are Campagnolo plastic tyre lever, 10mm semi-closed spanner and 8mm key, Torx 25 and Torx 6 key, Torx 6 insert and 0.3 to 3 Nm torque screwdriver, 1 to 6 Nm torque wrench with 8mm open insert, Torx 25 insert and 4 to 20 Nm torque wrench. After removing the handlebar clamp, remove the rubber hoods and the smart button pusher head using a Campagnolo tyre lever. Disconnect the hose from the J-bend. Hold the J-bend in place with a 10mm semi-closed spanner and unscrew the nut with an 8mm key. Remove the Ergopower from the handlebar by unscrewing the clamp-on nut with a Torx 25 key. Remove the internal lever by unscrewing the 4 screws with washers using a Torx 6 key. Lift the motherboard, detaching the smart button from the double-sided adhesive underneath. Disconnect the connector underneath by pulling on the male and female connectors. Remove the gasket underneath. Check that the pusher head of the external lever is present or install a new one if necessary. Remove the old double-sided adhesive tape from the smart button and replace it with the new one. Place the new card seal in the relevant cable. Connect the card connector to the connector in the Ergopower body. Place the card, taking care to position the seal correctly and not to crush the cable underneath, and place the smart button on the double-sided adhesive tape. If the motherboard has a satellite button, lift the J-bend and position the satellite button cable in its groove underneath. Apply grease around the mode button to prevent it from slipping out of the internal lever cover during assembly. Position the internal lever by fitting the 4 screws and washers with a Torx 6 key at a torque of 0.35 Nm. Replace the Ergopower on the handlebar with a Torx 25 key. Tighten the Ergopower to a torque of 8 Nm, paying attention to the maximum torque in carbon handlebars. Connect the hose to the J-bend. Hold the J-bend in place with a 10mm semi-closed spanner and tighten the nut with an 8mm socket to a torque of 4 Nm. Check the correct tightness every time you install a system. Check that the brakes are effective and that the lever is not spongy. If necessary, bleed the system as shown in the video, filling and bleeding the disc brake hydraulic system. To turn the bleed valve, only use tools with 5 or 6 sides, such as a bus or semi-closed spanner, to avoid damaging the valve faces. Replace the rubber hoods and the smart button pusher head using a Campagnolo plastic tyre lever. Fit the handlebar tape. If the card has a satellite button, refer to the video tutorial for its correct positioning. Installation of the satellite button. Ergopower Super Record 13.